What's up, guys? It's your boy Jarod and your girl Gabby. We are back for another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. Gabby, episode 28. That's
all I got in me today. It was a shorter, little cute foghorn sound that I got going on.
Foghorn Leghorn. Excellent cartoon character. You know, I feel like I look forward to that like every week. It's just a fun sort of way to, kick off, the episode. I like it.
I mean, I'm glad that you like it. It's mostly the reason why I keep doing it, because I know how much it means to you, Jarod. And since you are a man of the ladies and a man of the people.
Yes, indeed I am.
The people and the ladies got to give back to you, too. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate that.
I have a question for you, Jarod.
Uh-oh, what?
How are you doing today in the street?
She jumped the gun here, folks. She asked me first, how's it going? See, she didn't even say it right. It's how's it going in those streets, but it's fine.
It's the remix.
Yeah, it's the remix. It's good. It's a long week. We're still counting votes and photos. We'll get to that in a minute. It feels like a never-ending week, right? It's like, wow, like we're still going. But otherwise, life is moving on. The work continues is my phrase, right? Like no matter where you are. I mean, that actually is a good phrase for just life in general, right? The work continues. Like no matter what it is, politics, your life, whatever relationship, the work continues, right? Like that's what it's about. It's continuous work and improvement. So that's what's going on. Feeling good though. We're getting towards mid-November, which means holidays and my birthday and all that. So it's good. It's I'm looking forward to hopefully it's gonna be a different year end, right? With sort of holiday gathering being a little different, meaning like no gathering, but I'm hoping for some just downtime as we gear up and get ready for 2021, because as I said, the work continues.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's what's so interesting, right? And what I've learned as this pandemic also continues,
yes,
that everywhere is very different in terms of how they're quarantining. I mean, we'd love to hear from you guys, but I know here in New York and New Jersey, we've been still pretty much closed. I mean, there's stuff that's starting to open up, and I think in our area, they've done a good job of maintaining normalcy, at least on the Hoboken side. And the Jersey side in general. But I mean, we don't have full capacity for indoor dining yet. There's a lot of things that are still very strange. So
and we're seeing COVID cases rising. Yeah.
Well, right. It's like I don't know if this is technically a second wave or a continuation of a first wave.
Or a third wave.
Or a whatever wave. I mean, we rolling with the homies over here, wavy gang in the U.S. I don't know. I know America is not exclusive to this either, as the U.K. is shutting down as we speak.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know if I'm quite ready for the holidays, though, yet. I'm not going to lie. Like, Starbucks just put out their holiday cups, and, like, why is Thanksgiving the redheaded stepchild of holidays? Like,
I agree.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I love Christmas too. Your red festive hoodie that you got on today is making me feel some kind of way. I like it.
Yeah. Shouts to this hoodie.
I'm feeling very inspired.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there. But yeah, I'm not ready for the holiday stuff yet. I mean, they have holiday decorations on buildings by me already. And like, I know Halloween candy came out in August.
Well, here's the thing about Starbucks, right? So they get the red cups are out, right? And their little snow prints and all that. Or they're coming out, or they are out. Didn't they? I mean, pumpkin spice came out, in August? Like they started putting the pumpkin spice flavor out like in August? I mean, that's the thing.
Or September 1st, maybe. I think they waited until September 1st to put out Halloween candy. Like, I don't get it.
And it's
why
just
do we have to
moving
be so early?
Yeah, look, these from my birthday, which is right before Thanksgiving, right around Thanksgiving, those last 2 weeks of November through the end of the year, those 6 weeks are my favorite 6 weeks of every calendar year. And it's also going to be exciting because it looks like the NBA is going to be back December 22nd to start the new season. Now,
Happy Hanukkah.
And I will be clear, I don't love the fact that the turnaround was so short. That worries me about injury risk and all that because, these dudes need an offseason. Yes, a lot of the teams were done early and didn't make yes, those guys I ain't worried about. They're fine.
Okay, some have been sitting around
since March. No doubt. Now, if I'm the Lakers and the Heat and whatever, Jimmy, LeBron, them dudes ain't playing until like, I don't know when, January. Like it's like, because you've got to ramp up. But, all that, be that as it may, exciting things coming. Gabby, more importantly, what's going on in those streets?
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to ask me. So I know you touched upon photos before and numbers, and
We're still counting. We're counting photos like they're counting votes.
What is that song? 3 is the magic number, right? By Blind Melon. Yeah, Jarod's magic number when it comes to photo selects. I know we've been talking about giving you guys some previews of some things we've been working on. I just want to tell you and put this out on the interwebs. Your boy across the screen from me thinks that, oh yeah, we'll just have our amazing photographer, Erin, who we had as our guest a couple weeks ago. Let me just send her my 46 favorite photos for edits. And I'm like, there's a few things that irk me about that. One, your girl is not in any of them. Jarod only picked photos of himself. Unless there were ones of the two of us but he was also in there. So I was like, it's an honor to be nominated in 3 of the 46 photos. But also I said, I know our editor, our photographer has been amazing, saying she will do as many edits as needed as part of our contracted upon time with her. I don't think she meant 2 weeks worth of edits. So Erin, we love you. We're working on those numbers. Yeah. So look, I've been very busy looking through multiple photos of Jarod to figure out if the one that looks like this is better or the one that looks like this. It's a little zoomed out.
Now, to be fair, we had a little bit of a miscommunication in how we were going to sort through the photos, right? And then we're also using, I don't want to put the platform on blast that we're using, but like it's something, we're both new to it, new to using it to sort of figure out what we're doing. So I think instead of what I thought was favoriting the photos, but I guess I wasn't doing that, I ended up just moving all the photos into another folder. And it's like, well, that doesn't really help because which ones do you like? And I'm like, yeah, but I put comments on there like, you're, and like,
I'm like, what the hell is a you're? I mean, I know what you're means I say that, but does that mean you're, I want this photo, or you're, I just like the outfit, or you're, this is like a vibe? I mean, like, give me some context to the year. No cap, you know what I'm saying?
This is, guys, I got to tell you, this is what collaboration looks like for us behind the scenes. And the hard part about it is, to be honest, is what most people are dealing with. And, it's not uncommon and we'll be fine. When you're working remotely, there are challenges, right? And then both of us, as you know, we are content creators and we do stuff in the sports and entertainment industry. We have other jobs that we do, right? So it's often very difficult for us to like, hey, we got to do this, and it would be much easier. You know what I'm thinking about us doing, Gabby? Maybe when like pandemic's over and like we can go outside and like be places again, maybe we get a WeWork space together and we just collaborate.
I love it when you talk dirty like that, Jarod. Like, talk collaboration with me all day.
Yeah, us in a WeWork space is a bad idea. We're not going to get any work done. It's going to be like...
No, we'll get work done. I'm very focused when I need to be. I also think, though, it's tough because we have very specific ideas of what we're looking for, right?
Correct.
And I think that's part of what comes with it as a content creator, and part of a partnership is that you learn the people that you work with, you learn what they like, and we are very conscious, at least on my side of the camera, of making sure that both parties are equally included and equally framed up. So not just in memes, stay tuned for some of those as well, but
She's doing subtle jabs at me, guys, but it's okay. Like it's fine. It goes to a deeper conversation.
I'm aggressive. Okay.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. Speaking of, photo shoots and outfits and different things that we're wearing, you mentioned this sweatshirt that I'm wearing. You feel inspired, right?
I love it. I love the lettering. The lettering is super dope.
Yes, it is. It is quite nice.
Red is a great color on you, Jarod.
It is my favorite color. You are wearing a lovely Knicks-colored themed sweatshirt. You want to tell us about it?
I am, yeah. So Brooklyn-born brand iPray clothing. Here we love local brands, and I also love my Knicks. So shout to iPray Clothing Company for this hoodie and some other dope stuff. We'll share it with you guys on our page. But shop local, support your friends, shop businesses of color.
No doubt.
That's what this is about, right? We say this all the time. We love Nike, Adidas, Puma.
Love them.
We wouldn't do what we do if it wasn't for them. So keep doing your thing, big brands. We love you. But equally, we also love supporting the small brands. We are a small brand ourselves. That's what it's all about, right? The content creators, the clothing designers, the up-and-comers. That's what makes this exciting and fun for us. And if there's any way we can help support and champion that. So shouts to iPray Clothing Company for sending over this and some other goodies because, you know, we want to support you as much as you support us.
No doubt. And shouts to you, Gabby, for championing the small brands and, you know, for dealing with the horrors of being a Knicks fan. Like, I mean, that's just, listen, it's, all I'm saying is it is hazardous to one's health and your overall well-being. And the fact that you keep coming back, I give you a lot of props for that.
With the smile on my face. Always.
All right, guys.
You like what you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen,
I can't help it. And fortunately, I'm very healthy.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with a special guest from the world of music. Little hip hop. That's all we got to say about that. Stay tuned.
What was that? Were you rapping just then?
No, I just said hip hop. Anyway.
Okay. See you guys soon.
What's up, y'all? We are back, Gabby, and we are joined by Hot97 DJ Juanyto. What's good, my guy?
Yo, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? Or two people and others. And
us two
peoples.
and all the people out there in the streets that listen to our show. Thank you, man. We appreciate you coming on. You know, we obviously are huge hip hop music fans. You know, I grew up listening to Hot97. We had Syph on, I don't know, what's that, 5, 6, 7 episodes ago. You know, the connection between music and the culture, I mean, it's everything, and it's just so evident. How, when you were young, like, did you just know, like, I'm gonna be a DJ? Like, this is what I want to do.
Not early on, not like a teenager. I really started wanting to DJ when I got to like 18 years old. But I was always a music fan since I was like 6. My brothers were watching like local shows like called Video Music Box.
Mm-hmm.
So I would watch it religiously at 4 o'clock, coming home from school, watch it, and then watch it for like the whole hour. And I'll be in tune what's going on. You know, there was no Shazam. You had to like figure out what record they're playing, and Ralph didn't have like some of the names at the bottom like MTV did. But then you had like, damn, how do I figure that out? But I was always a music fan, always fell in love with it, and just so happens by the time I hit 18 and got into college, it just felt it was right. It was the time.
What was the first musical artist or group that you were like, yo, I love this dude or these guys?
Oh, wow. I mean, Biggie's probably the first one. Like, I really felt like I felt his words more because it resonated more. R&B group, probably Jodeci and Mary J. Like, you know, because I'm an R&B like softy, so anything R&B, it was like, oh, this is a vibe. This is like I get in the emotions. I get like a sappy. I'm like all this other stuff, but I get it though. I was like, oh, this is what it is and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a vibe though.
I love it. It's so funny. Before you got on, Gabby and I were talking about Luther Vandross. Rest in peace to the OG. I mean,
awesome.
That's the R&B god, right? And it's like, yo, it's so funny because like you know when like there's that stretch for a while when young kids were like, what kind of music? And it's like, oh, I listen to emo. And I'm like, I used to say, what the hell is emo music? What are you talking about? You're like, emo, emotional. I go, man, all music is emotional. What do you mean? Like,
right.
And when you think about R&B, man, I mean, I'm with you. I was a huge R&B fan growing up. Those tracks get you all in your feelings.
But not only that, it's like the soulful records, like the Melissa Morgan, like like the Stevies, there's the Donny Hathaway, the Marvin Gaye's. Like it's just a vibe, and
you feel it, yeah.
Yeah, Karen White and all that stuff. It just felt good. And then you got because growing up in a Spanish household, that Saturday morning was so crucial. Listening to Spanish music, you had salsa, you had banda, cumbia, you had mad stuff playing while we're cleaning the house. So it's like we're listening to music, we're getting schooled, and like, you know, thank God we had teachers like Red Alert, Clark Kent, you know, Phone Flex. They're giving us this journey, and Kid Capri giving this journey of just of vibes and rhythms and emotions throughout while they're playing their mixes. So it helps, man. That's the reason why I got into DJing, and then integral DJs along the way kind of influenced me, like how to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like Syph. Like I used to roll with Syph a lot. Me and Drewski, and we'll go to clubs with him, like, and we'll open up for him as we go. We'll be like a crew of us. Yeah, so that's like the full circle connection of that. And then not knowing, me listening to Syph when I was younger, and then later on in years, I would produce his Saturday night show or Saturday afternoon show on Hot97. Like it's so weird how shit is. Like you become a fan of it, not knowing you'll be part of this culture.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about that New York scene in general. I mean, when it comes to sneakers, when it comes to music, what's so unique about New York in that sense that, you know, you have for our listeners and followers that they're probably not going to get anywhere else? Like, what makes New York so special to you?
We get it first.
Right.
Let's talk about it. We get it first. All right. So then you have Mr. Sports in the Bronx going there early. So if you knew him, you got the plug, and then but you also had like on a low, you have to buy other stuff. So that's how some of the you know the small mom and pop shop got you. You had to buy other stuff, which I get. But then you either go to Fordham to get a mixtape at Youngstar on Grand Concourse, and then you either go to, I'm trying to think of other ones. There's VIM as a young early age. Those were pretty good. If you didn't have enough money, you would go to VIM. You didn't go to Foot Locker, you go to VIM if you didn't have a lot of money. I'm just trying to think of other ones that we. Oh man! Oh, so Goliath was a big one growing up. Like, during that 2000s of just getting like, you know, SBs and integral capsules, stuff like that. You know, at one point when I started going to Rose's shop or Goliath, Cypher would go there religiously. And this is when he was doing MTV, and he had the same size shoes like I have. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get my size, and then I started rolling him after, not knowing we would go to the same shop. I'm like, damn. So on a low, I would go and grab the size 12 and say, no, they don't got it. And then like a couple weeks later, like, yo, how'd you get? Oh, I just, you know, I got a plug. And that. So I knew when shit was dropping. That's the only thing. If you knew and you know you would get it early, you know what shit was dropping.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, you guys are gonna get this, and you know, you have to have like good ends with people at the mom and pop shops, like buy stuff like that. And I really, during quarantine, I really miss shops like that, like the Sneaker Room. I missed, you know, BX Sports. There's those small mom and pop shops. I mean, when they're not small, they're really known. They do great collaborations. But like, I miss that, man. It just Mo's Sneaker Spot, like West once. 174, 172nd. Shout out to Lester at Sport. Man, I miss that guy, man. He's a good, there's so many people that work in retail that are amazing. And people I met, beautiful people I met throughout the time. Backstory, I used to blog for Flex on his website he used to have. And I would do the sneaker portion of it. So I blog. So then I have to research all these sites and all this stuff just to know what I'm talking about. But I knew the sneakers, but there was so much appreciation you learn once you really deep dive and know what's going on.
No doubt.
But yeah, it's crazy. And not knowing in 2015, I did a cool, I don't know if I'm ruining your segment. Should I shut up?
You're good.
No,
keep going. We love it.
We're here for it.
In 2015, one of Flex's team old managers and team, and we kind of grouped a 4-man crew and created this sneaker show in Staten Island. It was like the first sneaker show in Staten Island, but we did it with a nice little artistry taste to it. So it's like we did at this breakdance studio, dance studio, but it was all graffiti, all hip hop graffiti from a local personality named Charlie. And you know, we were trying to figure out, how do we do this? So we took kind of like the blueprint what Flex did with the car shows, but we kind of implemented it in the sneaker show in this particular one. We just the one-off, but it was a good one-off to know, like, all right, we did it, we made it. And then I had Clark Kansas DJ there. I had 40 Ounce Van as the host. I had Joel Ortiz, Bodega Bams, Bobby Trans. He was one of the partners. He's one of the 4-man group that helped us. I'm trying to think of who else was there. There was probably other people there. I just can't think of it right now. But it was so dope to have like people come out to Staten Island. And I'm not from Staten Island. I just figured that it was something that was untapped. Like it was not done there. And I thought that was dope. And local guys that were from Staten Island, like, yo, that's what's up. Like, not knowing like, oh, a kid from Westchester and a couple of guys from one kid from Jersey and whatever. And we'll put this together for Jersey. And I thought that's interesting, and that's original. I think that's kind of the stem why New York people who love, or New York crews love sneakers so much because we get it first. We're original and we just understand it more, and it spreads to Jersey, spreads to Connecticut and stuff like that. So I think that's the whole connection with hip hop.
Yep.
Sneakers, the environment, even politics, that plays a part into it. So.
No doubt. I think it's so funny that you say all that, because that's the vibe, that connection, that New York City sort of that feel, that sound, and everything that we're talking about. When we go around to other parts of the country, like let's say you go to college and you go to college in the South, or you go out west or whatever, or you work and you go somewhere else. And there's that thing that we do, right? Where it's like, oh, where you from? It's like, oh, I'm from New York. But like you have like your kind of chest puffed out a little bit, and you say it a certain kind of way. And those dudes or whoever around there are like, oh man, I'm one of these New York cats. And they don't really get it, right? And honestly, I mean, for some dudes, it's definitely about flexing. But when I say it isn't so much about flexing, right? As much as it is just pride from the area where you come from, and knowing that, all that stuff that you guys are doing now, like that came from up here. Like we started that stuff and it filtered its way out down to you. Like, so that's why we take like an ownership kind of feel about it.
Yeah. And experiencing other like towns, like Chi-Town, like seeing like they're passionate. They're equally as passionate as New Yorkers being from Chicago, Atlanta,
no doubt.
Dallas, LA, stuff like that. Those in Houston,
Oakland,
those are Oakland. Oh, Oakland all day, man.
Oakland's another.
Can't tell them nothing.
Can't tell them nothing, man. And many people I've met, many like good souls, good spirited people that I met are from Oakland. I met and really, actually, they're responsible for a lot of stuff I'm doing in radio. So it's, it's a small world in a sense. And you know what's funny? Appreciating other countries reciprocating the love and showing it back, like Japan. Like been in Japan a couple times. You can't tell it that's not hip hop at all. All over, spray painted all over the town. Like the culture. There's like a street, I think it's Shibuya, called. Yeah, and it's like they have all thrift shops and all like stuff that you can't find anywhere else, but it's there. Like, oh, I remember this back. It's like all throwback stuff, and there's one strip, and it has every shop has a small part. They have like old like Holly Hansen's, old Champion hoodies, old like it's just a lot of old vintage stuff. I was amazed them having it.
Yeah, when you go overseas, that's the best part, when you see the culture over there, right? And like and the infusion, how much they just love it and appreciate it. It's the same thing when you go like not the touristy areas, but like the left bank in certain spots in Paris, and like where you're like, yo, these dudes are
Jordan
really
to London,
they're really into this stuff, like they feel it. So and it's a connection, right? And you you may not speak French, you like, but I see what you got on your feet though, right? Like, so
something like that. I think sports actually is a great connector in that sense too. I mean, maybe you see some Knicks jerseys out there in Japan. I had to go there.
That's how we started. This is going deep dive in it.
Listen, Juanyto. Let me tell you, if I'm overseas and I see somebody,
I pray for the Knicks. That's why I'm really wearing this hoodie, Jarod.
If I'm overseas and I see somebody in Knicks gear, I just usually go.
This early. I mean, December is like the first. Christmas is like the first game they announced. So
December 22nd. Yeah, they're gonna start then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Where do you want to start with the Knicks?
Where do you want to start with the Knicks?
So someone mentioned like the Nets are gonna have an amazing year, but I'm also watching the Nets that they could shamble because so many like chefs in the kitchen. It's like
Rod's man's over there in Brooklyn though.
Wait. Don't act like you don't like this dude too. I mean, you want rocking his kicks and all that, so don't be out here like.
And KD kicks very comfortable. Do I think he did New York a little bit dirty?
I only had one pair of KD.
Here we go.
No one wants to know how you feel about the Knicks, KD.
Here we go. Well, I mean, clearly y'all do because y'all feelings about it. Clearly y'all do.
I was gonna say I retract that statement completely, but maybe I'm a little bit bitter.
A little
with the Knicks. I think they have a good chance to have like a decent year of just like, all right, there's some improvements. I can respect that. They're gonna have that because the structure, as Tom and Mike Woodson. There's coaches there that just know the game very much, and then you have a coach that wants to be in New York and wants to thrive. Mike Woodson thrived in New York when he had a good solid team. So I'm like, all right.
Last playoff. Yep.
So all right, maybe they don't have those players yet, but at least let's build a foundation where all right, let me get somewhere. Rather than someone that never coached a game in his life. I don't care if he was the nicest point guard in the world. you still got to all right, you still have to.
That's why he's got D'Antoni on his bench though. So he's good.
And what happened to D'Antoni all these years? Let's talk about that. Listen, when he was on New York. Listen, when he was on New York before Melo came, we had a nice solid. We were like first in the conference.
We were great.
You had stat. You were Amari was killing it.
And then we did that weird trade, and then we got Melo.
Came to Denver, and then Denver was good.
Stat and Melo.
So yeah, but Gallinari had a good chance of winning that couple of maybe playoff rounds that year if he had the team before Melo. Do I say that team before Melo was better? Yes.
Completely agree.
Here's what I will say about the Knicks. You have a coach in Tom Thibodeau who, he knows what's up. You got Woodson. Leon Rose and William Wesley are well-known men around the sport of basketball in the NBA. If you're plugged in, you know who those men are. Shouts to CAA. But ultimately winning in this league is about talent, right? I mean, that's you ain't winning nothing unless you got one of them like 7 dudes, right? Like that. We know this. Right. Okay. So there are ways away from that. What I'm looking for, I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm not. But if I were you guys, what is? Well, I'm a journalist, so I don't root for any teams.
Oh wait, where are you originally from?
I'm from Brooklyn.
And you're not gonna go for either Nets or Knicks?
Nope, neither. Wow. So, because full disclosure, right? So my first memory of watching basketball was the '84 finals. So I grew up a Lakers fan, like that. I mean, I was like, Magic. I saw Magic Johnson play. I was like, this is my favorite player ever, right? Like I was in love. It was over from then. But if I'm a Knicks fan, what I'm looking for is the culture and environment and attitude around my team different than it has been in the last 25 or 30 years. If it's not, I don't care who you bring in, that don't mean shit. But right. if that is changed and the everything around it, the whole we're gonna block this guy from coming to press conference and all that silly shit that they do.
Well, let me
if that goes away, all right.
Let me add you this. So now seeing what Jordan went through since watching The Last Dance, Jerry Cross wasn't that all peachy keen with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
he followed through, but not with Phil.
Yeah.
And I expect that. Like when you have an owner that doesn't really rock with the coach and doesn't rock with the decisions, and all right, well, what's different between
that
Dolan
and this
and Tom Thibodeau?
Well, so it's funny you say that. The difference is Michael Jordan, right? And Scottie Pippen.
I'm saying, like, if you talk about organizations, not the team.
Well, and looking back at your squad, right? The high point of
your squad. It's
ours. We're in it together.
The high point of your squad, right, was the Patrick Ewing era, right? That was the high point. Y'all were going to Eastern Conference Finals. You went to an NBA Finals, and if your man John Starks could have hit one more shot, you would have won a title, right? Sorry, didn't mean to rub salt in your wounds.
Damn.
Wow.
But the reason why you were able to overcome all that,
this is a rough segment.
Sorry, we didn't prep you for this.
James Dolan was not in charge of the team then. Dad was in charge, did a better job.
Yeah.
And you had Patrick Ewing, one of the greatest players of all time. Back to my original statement. If your franchise's culture and all that is trash, but you have impeccable talent, it don't matter. The talent will win out. See Cleveland Cavaliers. Dan Gilbert, atrocious. But guess what? He had LeBron James. See how that works? If you can do that and get lucky and get some superstar talent, sure, you'll overcome all that. But
LeBron didn't become LeBron until he went to Miami when he learned to be.
No, hold on.
He learned to be what he is now through being with Dwayne Wade and understanding, all right, this is whatever.
Listen, y'all got some bad memories. Yes, he won titles in Miami first. Let us not forget, he dragged Eric Snow. Who did he drag to the NBA Finals in 2004? That horrendous Cavaliers team. Horrendous.
Go at his mom.
Delonte West was right trying to. Delonte's had some. As we know now, Delonte has problems. So he's getting himself checked out. So LeBron already was able to. The talent was already there. He'd already won MVPs in Cleveland.
WWE events, wrestling. What were you talking about? Like LeBron was distracted. He was like everything was. brand new. He didn't really come to his
Listen,
own until like he got his ass whooped by Boston.
Listen, y'all Knicks fans would love to. Y'all Knicks fans would love to be the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron pre going to Miami.
Anybody would.
That would be way better than what you got right now.
So let's go back. If you're going back, so you telling me that LeBron's meeting with supposedly Dolan at some restaurant
decision,
supposedly before the decision, and then some guy named James Dolan.
Some guy.
Yeah, I don't want to curse him. It's bad enough everyone really trashed him already. I don't want to over trash. I don't want more bad juju on this guy because it's like he had enough already.
We don't.
He had mad years of just bad trash years. Anyway, so he had his dinner, right? Didn't he have his dinner? And then
no doubt,
like he mentioned something about him going over this, describing his past troubles to LeBron. LeBron's like, what? Oh no, let me just. All right. I ain't rocking with him. Why is he saying this now when I'm trying to get on the team?
Look, let me give you guys a little insight, okay? As someone who covers the NBA and talks to players around the league, okay? Yo, they don't have nice things to say about this franchise at all.
Not at all.
When they are free agents, they are never considering the Knicks. Never. No, it don't matter. It don't matter what goes out there and all that.
There's a lot of great people in the organization. The Knicks basically have like an NBPA, but with the Knicks, because there are so many good, talented, smart people that work within the
I'm not saying there aren't, but there's a stigma around them.
That gets lost in the conversation. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of good potential there, but it always seems to fall flat.
Ultimately, and look, and again, this is not about bashing the Knicks and like,
you started it. Yo, I left it alone.
It isn't really, but yo, the thing about we look at sports differently than we look at like businesses and companies, and I don't understand why so many fans do that. It's the same thing. Yo, if I go see a company and their management and leadership is trash, the company's going to be trash. That's just how it works.
But in this case, they make a lot of money off the fans.
Oh, no doubt.
They take advantage of their fans.
No doubt.
Make a lot of money. And inside the MSG, which, listen, MSG is a great place to see anything.
Love MSG.
Right? But how he treats his fans that pay every year to put on a poor team, it's a bad management.
And guess what? He don't care. You want to know why? Check the stock price. Check the stock price of MSG Holdings. Oh, going up every year. We making money. I don't care what crap we put out on that basketball court. So listen. So until that mindset changes, because again, and Gabby, I agree with you. I know a lot of people that work inside the organization. It could be great, but if the boss don't let you do your job, because he's in charge. If he decides, I don't care, we're not like, so let's say Leon Rose is here, right? They have a plan. In 3 years, we're going to be X, Y, and Z. In a year and a half, if James isn't happy, guess what? You're fired. New people coming in. What happened to your 3-year plan? Now we're going to start from scratch again. He's the boss. He's in charge.
He did that with Phil, and he never gave Phil like a good shot.
A real shot. Agreed.
So he has to give those guys a shot. If he gives them a shot.
Well, I wouldn't get it's like giving Derek Fisher a shot. It's like giving Steve Nash a shot. Like they had no experience, great point guards, championship style.
There, yeah.
So I don't know. But like, look at Steve Kerr. Didn't he have some coaching before he went to Golden State?
No, he was a GM with the Suns, and he worked in broadcasting. First time head coach. First time.
But he has some experience, though.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's about, is the environment.
I'm just being petty because I don't want the Brooklyn Nets to win it.
I'm not saying they're gonna win it. All I'm saying is it's about the environment. If you give them, someone a chance to flourish and the opportunity, look, you're gonna make mistakes but you give them the rope to be like, all right, man, let's learn and get better. And are we seeing a vision? But if you're too quick to pull the trigger, ain't shit gonna happen.
How did we get here? That's all I want to know. How did we get here?
Listen, I'm trying to help y'all. Like, I really am.
I feel the help and the love.
Because all I'm saying is, look, for your mental health and I'm not saying become a Brooklyn fan. I'm just saying, shit, like somebody else. That's all I'm trying to give you. So you're, that's all.
I respect it.
That's not going to happen. I mean, yes, I agree. We have to look at things from a business standpoint, but I think that's part of the problem with the Knicks is that we do look at it from a business standpoint. Like, I don't go to my dentist being like, damn, that cavity, #1 in all of New Jersey, that filling. You know what I mean? Like, there's not the emotional connection with like my dentist or with my regular business. You know what I mean? As you do with sports, you have to tie into the emotional.
I agree.
That's what franchises
it's like it's the most toxic,
toxic
relationship ever in life. Like, damn, it's not gonna work out. But damn, it's
But y'all keep coming back. But every Christmas you're like, here, honey, here's a brand new engagement ring. You keep coming back, and she keeps fucking spitting in your face. It's all good. It's all good. You're right. Yeah, why it's gotta be she? No. Let me flip that around. It's a dude. It's a dude who's messing with you.
Right. If you did a guy that's a Knicks fan, you know he's loyal.
That's what I always say. Do I not always say that, Jarod?
You do. You're like, I'm a loyal bee. You know it.
It's a wonder I'm single, honestly. Like, I'm the most loyal girl in the streets, let me tell you. I pray for the Knicks.
Well, listen, guys, we could listen. Y'all know I could get on this and really get into salary cap if y'all want to, but that's for a different show. We'll be back with America's favorite segment, Shoe and Tell. Stay tuned. What's up, y'all? We are back with DJ Juanyto of Hot 97. Look, I know I went hard on y'all in the next last segment, so listen. It's all from a place of, honestly, truthfully, genuine love and wanting you all to see good basketball and to be happy with your basketball choices.
This is crazy. Yo,
That's what I want.
I do every morning with Ebro in the morning with Laura Styles and Rosenberg and Cass One and Shawnee, and everyone always gives me a hard time on the show about being a Knicks fan. And I was like, all right, well, our Knicks kind of got out early, and this will be quick. We got out early during the bubble. We get it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we didn't even make the bubble.
Nope.
So I had to root for different teams. I had to go hard Lakers. I'm like, all right, well, let me go with a sure shot. Let me go with the Lakers.
How'd that feel? Felt nice, didn't it? Felt nice to win.
I bought a nice, authentic Kobe number 8, 1998 jersey. So, let me just go all in. Let me just go all in with the Lakers. It felt right. And then, Kobe, of course. And, yeah, that's what it was.
But Juanito, in watching the finals, didn't it feel so nice to see good quality basketball and to get wins? Didn't that feel nice?
Damn, this guy doesn't stop.
I want to see good quality basketball too, Jarod, but it doesn't matter if my team is in it or not. I'm still rooting for good quality basketball.
I really want to see Luka go as far as he can, but Butler, a newfound respect. If they don't give him another player to play with him to least, I'm like,
don't worry.
He needs one player.
Don't worry.
And then they get the ring.
The Godfather Pat Riley already working on something. Stay tuned.
Pat Riley.
Stay tuned. By the way, former Knicks head coach Pat Riley, arguably your best head coach.
Throw that in there. I had to throw that in.
I'm just saying, he's arguably your best head coach. That's all.
He's top 3. I mean, him, Van Gundy, and then I'm trying to think
yeah, him, Van Gundy.
I would say Woodson.
Yeah, okay.
I want to say Dan Antonio. I would say Woodson.
No, definitely not D'Antoni. I mean, I think he's a nice gentleman.
Well, I'm saying there's someone else. I just can't think of it right
now. Hubie
now.
Brown? Hubie? Anyway. Gabby's so angry because I'm like, it's not even killing Gabby. I am like, I want the best for you. That's what I want for you.
Do you, Jarod?
I honestly do. I want goodness for you. I really do. So I'm like, shit, how can I help you? Anyway, America, we know what you're here for. Shoe and tell. And as you know, Shoe and Tell ain't about Gabby and I. It's about our guest. Juanyto, show us what you got and tell us why you like or why this shoe means so much to you.
Well, there's a correlation of this whole episode, right? So
Love
I'm rocking a ODB Supreme hat,
right.
Album, right? So it's a theme right there.
I see it.
So who else is on, you think of ODB, you think of the Wu-Tang.
No doubt.
And when you think of Wu-Tang, you think of the members in Wu-Tang.
Meth,
and think of
Redman.
And you think of guys who made collaborations over the years. And I think one of the greatest albums in hip hop history was Only Built for Cuban Links.
Indeed, correct.
And Raekwon made this a phenomenal project that stands the test of time. And luckily, the guys at Packers and Diodora made a great collaboration. And I DJ'd that release at SOBs they had. It was very tight to get in and hard to get in. And I ended up actually getting both hats. I can't find the other one, but I did find my New Era 1995 purple tape. Only Built for Cuba Links, Packers, a limited edition with the pin. And then when I found the box, I was like, all right, this is the box, the 1995.
Oh, you got back it up a little bit. It's getting blurred out. Oh, there it is.
Let me throw 95. It's a blur.
Right.
Right.
There you go.
All right. So let me get rid of this damn I thought I was being cute. I was being cute.
I thought I was
You're being adorable. Don't worry. You're being adorable.
So but here's the thing. When I opened it, I had never opened the package.
Well, ooh. You see that? You see a little Raekwon? Yeah, you
I
getting
saw a little sneak preview of that.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah, you gotta hide that background. It's
choose filter effects.
Or just none. There you go.
See it?
Where all the magic happens.
There it is.
All right, so let's go back to the hat.
Love it. Yep.
Yeah. All right, boom. All right. That there. And then you see the box.
Yep.
Guys, for this 1975 Packer. Shout out to Mike Packer, who was a great gentleman. Always show love. But yeah, I never opened the package. I thought I did.
Look at that. Look at that.
Fire.
And it still has a sticker on it.
Love it.
And the reason why this, I'll open it now because I could.
Look at that. We're getting an unveiling here, folks.
Yeah. I just
exclusive KNS footage right here.
Yeah, all right. This could go work out both ways or not.
I'm shook right now.
All right, so
here we go.
I can take it out without even opening it.
Oh, look at that, man.
So the reason why it was an interesting collab and shoe only represents my childhood of the purple tape with Raekwon, only built for Cuban Links, and then the sneaker I fell in love with when they did the collaboration, and then I was DJing. So all these worlds kind of came together: hip hop, me DJing, sneakers, and what we were talking about earlier in the show, like everything kind of meshed together. So yeah, it's probably one of the ones that I would never wear, but I would just hold and dear and just appreciate. And it's off the sticker inside. Hold on,
look at that. We love it. Dead stock, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So
see, that's a pair that I would keep dead stock too instead of turning it into live stock.
Yep, that's a dead stock pair for sure. Yo, Juanyto, so when you were at SOBs and you were DJing that party, like what was the vibe like? I remember asking Syph about DJing. What's it like? Because my favorite thing, I mean, I'm an old man now, so I don't go out to clubs, but
I'm old too.
but when
I'm as old as both.
But when I used to do that, my favorite thing about any DJ event was when the DJ was in a groove and he hits you with that 10, 12, 15 songs in a row and you're like, yo! And it's just you never get off the floor. You just stay there forever. What was it? What was the vibe like that night at SOBs?
It was very Raekwon, very Wu-Tang. But the most important part of that night, and I just went off like, all right, I'm really felt like I'm doing too much Wu-Tang, too much, and I get it. It was you're there, people are buying the sneaker, so they set up the whole venue to buy the sneaker. So you go there, you can have a drink, whatever, but you're there online to buy the sneaker, the hat, and the shirt. Shirt I gotta find. I can't find it anywhere, but I know I have it somewhere. I've been moving a lot, so I'm just trying to move things around. But when I start playing classics, when I start playing Beverly Mays,
Frankie Beverly and Mays, yo, I might lose it when that song comes on.
I started playing grooves like that, and it was just nonstop. And then that was like the last record. I played like 15 minutes worth, and that was cool. When I played that record, and then I just saw Raekwon got up and started vibing, dancing, and moving. And he came up to me like, yo, that's my favorite song in the whole wide world. And it just made me feel connected to an artist like that I appreciate. I have the picture somewhere that we took, but it was sometimes that means the most.
Yeah.
Like, like you grow up listening to artists, and no matter if you listen to Van Halen, Cyndi Lauper, whoever you listen to growing up, and you happen to meet these people, and you understand the connection you had to them, to the music at that age, and you meet them later on, it's just like it means more. Like, oh, so, and I was like, and when you guys asked me to be on the show, like, what I couldn't think of what sneaker to include this, but I started thinking about thoughts and what meant the most. I'm like, yeah, I never really opened this pair of sneakers. I never wore the hat. I never wore this, and this hat's way bigger. I can barely fit in a 75.8. Now I wear a 7.5. I don't wear nothing big anymore. I got rid of all my 2Xs and 3Xs. Now I'm down to XL. So it's like
that's why you've been crushing it out there. That's why.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. And all my like fire hats, I got to get rid of because I can't wear them no more. They're just too big. Like,
I love it.
The most out of all my sneaker collection.
I love it.
I'm not like everyone else, like, because it's different. I had to figure out like what meant the most to me at the time, and it has to be it.
I love it. All right, you got something else for us?
Oh, okay.
I was like, you got more?
I know you said 2 pairs.
That's right. You got more.
I don't. I thought it was just one pair. I do have more. I have a lot, but I wasn't prepared because I know I had a lot of time. It's awkward. This is like the Knicks. The Knicks don't have nothing like that.
See?
What?
See, he went there. I didn't even have to bring it up. He did it.
You got to lean into to how trashy you are. You got to lean into it. You got to lean into it.
What pair do you wear the most?
Oh, that has to be.
What are you currently rocking?
Right here.
Right, he got it right in front of him.
Yeah, this every day, and they're 95s.
Oh, Gabby,
every day, either to the gym or out and about.
Classic.
Yeah, they're like someone. I was riding my bike, and the homegirl, one of the homegirls that work at the bike shop that I go to, she's like, "You wearing 95s on that bike? Like, oh, you wildin'. I would never crush those or never like do anything to those." I'm like, you don't know me. I don't care what sneaker it is. I'm out.
You don't know me. It don't matter what.
Lifestyle. That's right.
Yeah, you gotta wear it. You gotta wear your sneakers. I mean, not like these, the Adoras, but
the specials. Yeah, no, but the other ones, it's tough, right? Because we often talk about live stock versus dead stock, and I think for certain pairs, like for the Diodora, that collab, Gabby, there are a couple of pair for you that you're like, all right, like I'm not wearing these out, but for the most part, like if you're getting sneakers, it's to rock them, right? You got to wear them, right? You're trying to get your fit together and do your thing and put them on. I'm with you on that. Juanyto, we always, in our last couple episodes, we've always been talking about, people who want to get into the business that we are in, right? Whether it's content creation, music, sports, entertainment. What's a piece of advice you have for the youngsters out there who are like, oh man, I want to be like you guys and get into this? What do you have for them?
I would say wait a year during this COVID. Chill out. Wait a year or so, and then figure really what you really want. If there's music you really want to be involved, wait, because it's going to change. I feel like the dynamic of where we at and what we're doing right now, we don't know what's the next step. I can't even plan for next month. Like it's cool. Like Christmas is cool, New Year's is cool, but can you really plan for it? See where everything is going to go and whatnot. So it's really hard to say. But I think if you want to get some input on industry insiders of what they're dealing with, there's an app that a lot of industry folks are getting on. It's called Clubhouse. And people just, dive in, having these good conversations of what's going on in the world, what's going on with them, how they adapt to what's going on. And it's really like, it's real time of what they're dealing with. And somehow you might jump in a Clubhouse you get invited to, and they're talking about like, all right, manage, like for instance, there was a chat I was in that was talking about seating. And I guess somebody who I never met this person, but he's a seater. He works at Foot Locker, and he was talking about, this artist was harassing him and how to not to get seating, stuff like that. And he was explaining. There was at least 500 people inside this chat, and there was other people in there, and they were talking about this particular topic. And it was interesting enough. Like, I think I get stuff seated. Like, I don't want to lean on it because I think it'd be bad if you ask for stuff during this time. But if you happen to get stuff, like, all right, cool, that's great. But I think it's different now. But they were just talking about a laundry list of what they deal with as with all the stuff that's happening. Another thing, if you want to get in industry, I think just reach out to whoever. Like, don't be shy. Like, Instagram, Twitter's a nice tool. Like, hey, I'm this and I want to be here, and I'd love to do your, be an advisor or something. I just want to be here to absorb and sponge all this information, and say you do it for free. Because I think at least learn it, get a nice early fresh start by learning by someone that really know how to do. And I learned a lot through guys like Flex, Saif, Red Alert, and learn from a lot of great people that you got to work, you got to put in that work in it, and learn what you really want to do. And this business is crazy. It's hard to really kind of succeed in the music business, but once you're in and you find a niche and you find this, it's like it doesn't stop. You have to find another niche and another niche and another niche. It's that, because the music changes every year. Last year maybe Tekashi, this year maybe someone else. It might be someone else next year. Like, it changes every year, every mood, every vibe. It won't be the same, So I mean, I would say one simple word of advice: do your research, or if you really want to be involved. That's it.
You know, that's
Like
awesome.
it.
And Gabby, that kind of comes full circle from where we started the show, right?
Oh boy, go
I mean,
ahead, Jarod.
well, I mean, I started the show saying the work continues, right? I mean,
Yep. It does,
that's the
always.
piece, guys. The work continues. You want to be anything in any, it doesn't matter. The work continues. You got to put it in, or else it's not going to happen. Juanito, we appreciate you, man. Where can people find you on social?
On Instagram at DJ Juanyto, on Instagram at DJ Juanyto, on Twitter and all that stuff. Monday through Friday, Ebro in the morning, early mornings, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Also on Apple Music, Wednesdays at 4 o'clock on the Ebro Show, doing amazing stylistic tributes, birthdays, celebrations of just music. It's just stuff that I really love to do. It's just amazing stuff. Just that's where you can find me and enjoy. And then I don't know. I chilled on podcast for a while. I think I might start it. I just don't know when's a good time because there's so much happening. But that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said this. If you're an artist, if you really want to get on and you're trying to figure out what to do, also hit me up on Quarantine Studios with me and Jim Jones and 1,000 other people involved. If you want to break industry, it's a one-stop shop of one. If you want to, broker your deal, you want to engineer your session. If you want to do PR help, all that stuff, we have it for you at Quarantine Studios.
Love that, man. That's awesome. And folks, that's another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. Y'all know where to find us: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Instagram, Twitter at Kicks and Shit Show, Facebook. I mean, we're all over the place, right, Gabs? Wherever we as the kids say, we out here. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Thanks, guys.